This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Next at 5, communities on the Oregon coast look to ease the tension between tourists and locals. What that could mean for your next vacation. Plus,
it's devastating because we're moving into areas we don't know anyone.
A mysterious disease at a Portland apartment building forces the seniors that live there to leave their homes. We'll take a look at how those seniors are getting help with the move.
also, it's an ambitious goal to fight climate change. Coming up at 5:15, the major announcement from Intel affecting its operation in Hillsboro and around the world.
And on top of all those headlines, we're also having some fun on the farm this morning. Brenda Braxton, you've heard of Old MacDonald, right?
Yeah, he had a farm?
Yeah, he did have a farm. He still has the farm. And that farm, Rod, did you know this? Old MacDonald's farm is in Corbett.
I did not know that. That's probably the second verse of the song that I seldom sing.
So this is Old MacDonald's farm in Corbett. Eric Patterson out there live this morning. I don't know a whole lot about this place, but the cool thing is Eric's going to be out there for the next 2 hours. So we will learn more about Old MacDonald and his farm throughout Sunrise today.
E-I-E-I-O. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it is Friday Eve. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Friday Eve.
Oh, I was going to high five me? Absolutely.
Wait a minute.
You stuck both hands up. So were you looking for a high 10?
No, just high five's fine. I'm not flexible enough to do only one, so they both come up with it. Here's a look at the radar. We have a quiet morning underway. Speaking about the Inland Valley, up and down I-5, we're dry. There are showers at the coast. And a reminder, you see the snow up in the coast range. Snow levels are low. But for the valley, we're nice and quiet. It's been, right now it's kind of cloudy again, but it has been partly cloudy up at Timberline Lodge. Just a sign of things are quieter than they have been. Here are the early morning numbers. I believe the pavement is mainly dry. We've been dry for a while, but realize there are freezing temperatures. So could there be a surprise icy spot? I suppose so. 30 in Hillsboro, 31 out in Beaverton. The west side's colder than the rest of us right now. You get down to the mid-valley. Salem's now down to 31 degrees. Signs of our quiet morning. The temperatures have dropped off. We'll go 35 on average at the bus stop. And mid-morning, depending on when your kids get going, showers should start to redevelop. And then like yesterday, we get into, hey, there's a hail shower. There could be a rumble of thunder. We'll get up to around 50 or so for a high temperature.
Rob, thank you. We'll talk soon. All right, the debate over short-term vacation rentals is back on in Clatsop County. You may remember last year, leaders on the coast decided to press pause on permits. Alma McCarty has more on the moratorium that's set to expire this month.
It goes without saying, coastal areas attract vacationers, hoping to get away for a while. But new proposals in Clatsop County aim to control where and how vacation rentals can operate. At a commission meeting Wednesday night, residents chimed in. Some argue having too many vacation properties takes away housing options for full-time residents.
The argument over quality of life issues should not eclipse the reality that short-term rentals have distorted the market to the point that homes in Clatsop County are selling for prices that don't pencil out for most vacation home buyers, let alone long-term residents. STRs deplete the existing housing supply. They squeeze out families like mine.
Others believe there could be a negative economic impact to the county without short-term rentals, asserting there's no proof the housing situation will improve overall by getting rid of them.
We would support a cap on short-term rentals. But what we don't want to do is craft a solution that doesn't take all stakeholders into account and without research. It needs to be an objective decision.
Some commissioners also calling for more objective data before making a decision on what they call a complex issue.
I don't see the dollar values of the homes that we're talking about in short-term rental pool being workforce or affordable housing. So how do we, we've got to find that equation. What is the real data that tells us how is it really affecting this and how can we move forward for a solution?
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Our next story this morning is about parking in Portland, specifically in the area around the Moda Center. So the Portland Bureau of Transportation has a plan to reduce parking congestion for Blazers games and concerts and other big events. And they're going to do this by creating what they're calling an event parking district. So here's how it's going to work. Some of the metered parking spots in the Lloyd Center neighborhood would now cost drivers $3 an hour. Right now, it only costs $1 an hour. The hope is that by raising it by $2 an hour, more people will either use public transit or carpool to those events. According to PBOT, about 90 events happen at the Moda Center each year, and the people who live near the arena say something definitely needs to be done about the parking on event nights.
Well, it creates a situation you can't park in your own area or your own neighborhood. The Lloyd Center has a huge parking area, and it seems a shame that most of it goes unused.
So right now, this is just a plan. A city council vote on the plan is expected to happen next Wednesday, and if city council votes in favor of the plan, it'll go into effect starting this September.
Some changes are coming to downtown Portland in terms of who pays for some of the police who patrol here. The Portland City Council decided to change a contract that used to allow a nonprofit to pay for extra police downtown. The Clean and Safe program provides cleaning and security services. For 25 years, it's worked right alongside bike officers from the Portland Police Bureau. Businesses pay money to help fund that work, but some argue that's not fair that downtown gets more police resources because of that private funding. And a recent city audit found there really wasn't much oversight of the program.
Based on the community forum that took place last week, we heard loud and clear from a large portion of Portlanders that they do think that police services should be seen as a citywide service, not catered to specific district of the city. And we also recognize that for those shifts to happen, they must be done so in an appropriate way.
In the end, commissioners voted 3-2 to end the contract, but not right away. It'll continue for another 2 years while PPB comes up with a new plan to cover the area. After that, it plans to keep 4 bike patrol officers downtown.
All right, let's get to a few more of this morning's local headlines. It looks like this week's weather may have contributed to a man's death in Southwest Washington. He was driving on SR 503 yesterday morning when a tree fell right on top of his truck, crushing the cab. The driver was identified as 53-year-old Edward Norton from Woodland. Meanwhile, police are looking for the person who pulled up next to a driver on Burnside Road and started shooting at him. This happened around 11 o'clock Tuesday night in Gresham on Northwest Burnside near Civic Drive. The driver who was shot went to the hospital, but he is expected to be okay. He told police he has no idea who the person was who shot him. So far, there have been no arrests. And one more headline here. Portland police have arrested the man accused of firing a shot at officers in Southeast Portland on Wednesday. Police said this started with reports of a stolen van around 1:15 when that was in the afternoon. When officers got there, they found that the van had a man inside it. They tried talking to that guy, but he ran away. And when they caught up to him, they tried to arrest him. But there was a struggle, and they say that's when the suspect allegedly fired a gun. No one was hit, but that man is now in jail, and police seized a semi-automatic handgun as evidence. And that's a look at some of this morning's local headlines.
An update this morning on this deadly house fire in Northeast Portland's Cully neighborhood. This was breaking news here on Sunrise yesterday. We have learned that 59-year-old David Johnson died in the fire and a woman was injured. This fire broke out about 4 a.m. at 57th and Wygant. Firefighters described the scene inside that home as an extreme hoarder situation, which made it hard to navigate.
We want to let the public know that there's resources. City of Portland has resources for anyone experiencing hoarder situations, and that can cause difficulty exiting and entering a home.
Firefighters say the woman who was injured is in critical condition. No word yet on the exact cause of the fire.
We do have a COVID-related headline to share with you this morning. In Washington, the State Board of Health voted to not require the COVID vaccine for public school students. Some parents had raised concerns about a requirement, saying it would cause them to pull their kids out of school. The Washington chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics also said that even though vaccinating school-age kids against COVID is safe and effective, it also did not endorse a mandate.
Well, this morning we have an update on an outbreak of Legionnaires disease at a North Portland apartment complex. Legionnaires is kind of like a type of pneumonia. It killed one person last year and it made more than a dozen others sick.
So now people living there are getting some financial help to do the relocating that they have to. Christine Pitawanish talked with people who are getting ready to leave.
And family pictures. This is one of my best friends named Tina.
Marilyn Hassan is packing up, getting prepared to leave her life here at Rosemont Court in North Portland.
This is my dad. He's a World War II veteran.
Making things harder, the people she's come to see as family and friends who also live here.
It's devastating because we're moving into areas we don't know anyone.
Hassan just found out she and others will get some financial help to move after an outbreak of Legionnaires' disease in January of 2021. The building owner, Northwest Housing Alternatives, as well as county health officials, have urged residents to relocate due to ongoing concerns that the bacteria that causes the disease may still be in Rosemont's water. Legionnaires' disease is a severe form of pneumonia or lung infection. So far, more than a dozen people have gotten sick, and one person has died.
No one's been sick since September, and I'm thinking it's over. And then we get this note yesterday.
The financial help consists of up to 2 years of rental assistance and up to $4,000 to pay for moving. It's thanks to a partnership with the Joint Office of Homeless Services and funding from other organizations.
While I do appreciate what they're doing to help us relocate, doesn't change the fact that this has been my home for almost 13 years.
At almost 68 years old, Hassan says the stress is too much. She doesn't know where she'll end up next or how long it'll be.
So I'm packing up my memories.
Until she'll be able to move back in, or if she'll be able to.
Or what happens if they're not done in 24 months? Who's going to pay my rent? Am I going to end up moving into a tent? I mean, I'm just putting it out there like it is. I'm just keeping it real. I don't have a job.
For now, she's trying to stay positive, despite all the uncertainty.
I'm just trusting right now that it's going to work out in my favor, in all of our favors.
Christine Pitawanish, KGW News.
Well, check this out because there has been no shortage of crazy weather this week. And now we're getting pictures of a funnel cloud over southeast Portland last night. You can see the funnel cloud kind of forming and then breaking up. Our thanks to viewer Natalie Hodgson for sending in these photos. Rodney, what do you make of that? That's kind of crazy.
Had several reports of funnel clouds this week, which goes with just how cold the air mass is. So, you know, the way this works, you have all this cold air. It's like a big bubble just kind of hovering over us. And it's really January type cold air aloft. But in April, the sun's trying to warm us up. And then we get these showers that pop. It's like putting a needle in the balloon. It pops it, and then some cold air comes down. That feeds instability, and you get these cold core funnels. We've had several reports this week. None of them have touched down that I am aware of. Again, it's a funnel cloud. Unless it touches down, then we call it a tornado.
Right.
But we had a report of some high winds up in the Battleground area the other night as well. And I looked into that, and it looked like it was just some high winds with a passing hail storm, basically.
Right. And we've seen lots of hail this week.
We have, and I think we'll get some more of that today because, again, the cold bubble up top is still sitting there. I do want to take a second to show off some of your photos. We'll get some of the snow videos coming up this morning as well. From Manzanita, Karen grabbed this yesterday saying, hey, all of a sudden it's nice out. Well, I mean, we are starting to warm up a little bit, and I love this one. Veronica Gaston out in Grand Ronde. We don't see this that often, right? Snow on the tulips, and it really does make for an absolutely gorgeous picture. You can post your pics and your videos on my KGW Ride Hill Facebook page. Here are the temperatures this morning. We're mainly dry up and down I-5 currently, and it is cold. There are freezing spots. Salem 31. Good morning to you folks. We have some scattered showers, temps in the 30s at the coast. Snow levels this morning for showers up in the coast range still below 1,000 feet. That snow level expected to go up close to 2,000 this afternoon. 28 in Bend currently, also 28 degrees out in John Day and Baker City. Once the sun pops up around 6:30 or so this morning, we will all of a sudden start to see scattered showers redevelop into the valley. And if it happens early enough this morning, there could be some snow shower sightings. Once again, officially, we had a trace of snow out at the airport yesterday. And even a trace of snow this time of the year is a record for the day. So we've had 3 record snow days, technically, in a row this week so far. 50 in Salem this afternoon. Rain showers, hail, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder. Kind of what we've had the last couple of days. Same thing up through Southwest Washington. Longview only, perhaps 46 degrees for a high. That's chilly. Tomorrow, 57. There's a noticeably warmer day. Showers tomorrow mostly over the mountains, we think, but a chance in the valley. And then rain picks up Saturday. Easter Sunday still looks great, and we'll get up to 60. I mean 60. That's going to be warm. Good for us. We'll be back in just a moment.